rarely are the recalls that you've read about that most of that you don't read about. When they proceed on a voluntary basis. The FDA or USDA or other government agency will make a request that a recall be conducted, and those companies, for the most part, do just that. The issue, though, is, and what the reluctance is really a matter of cost. The companies the brokers, the insurers, we need better education out there throughout the entire industry, as well as with the insurers, with respect to what the coverage is provided with respect to the traditional portfolio, your general liability, your umbrella policy, then with respect to what the specialty policies and the gap they can fill. Now, do those gaps mean that if you have, that these companies can relax their standards? I don't think, no, obviously not, they can't. Number one, the Food Safety Modernization Act is going to assist us with that. Companies are now, all companies that fall within the FDA's jurisdiction, which basically covers 80% of the food that's consumed in this country, are now being requested to, except for those who are exempted, but those will likely be brought into the act later down the road, but they're all being required to be brought up to the level of all those good companies that do the right things, that handle food in the right manner, that have the right types of contingency plans, right type of analysis done with respect to their food safety policies and procedures. They'll all be brought into that. What's great about it now is that the underwriters, the brokers, will now have the information that they haven't had, because the one thing I always hear from brokers, the one thing I hear from underwriters is that they'll get information with respect to underwriting the risks, and the information is outdated. It's 2 or 3 years old. It hasn't been kept up, it hasn't been verified, and so that's a huge issue for the insurers with respect to whether they're looking at a good risk or a bad risk. And so what would essentially should happen is that those companies that don't buy the right insurance, that don't buy the right insurance protection, that don't have the right protection, will suffer a loss which is catastrophic for them. Because keep in mind, with something like PCA, with respect to HVP, all these ingredient-driven recalls, there were several companies throughout the supply chains that essentially were killed, or they suffered a fatality, an economic fatality, because they didn't have the right protection and they didn't have the ability to pay their customers or their consumers the monies they were looking for related to those recalls. So it's critical to our supply chain, it's critical to these insurers that they understand what types of risks they have, where they sit with respect to the supply chain, what their suppliers are doing, making sure they vet those suppliers, and that they have the right type of insurance products to protect them in those instances. What the FDA is going to do over the next course of the next year and a half is they're going to study a program. They're going to create a program for imported foods. So basically what they're going to say is, listen, if you are a foreign producer of a food that wants to be sold in the U.S., if you want to sell your food, you want to get it through the import process faster, you voluntarily sign up for our program, we'll get that food there through you faster. However, if and when we want to come inspect your facility, we're going to ask to do that. You need to respond in 24 hours. And anything but a yes means that we'll shut you down. So it's going to be interesting to see how the other countries and how the other foreign competitors deal with these issues. But I completely agree that it is getting larger. I mean, you take a look at the fact that we are a country blessed with 2 of the largest bodies of water on this earth, on our borders, and yet we import over 80% of our seafood. We are increasing our fruits and vegetables. As Bruce pointed out, we want it 24/7. We want it year-round. So now we're up to over 50% with respect to our fruits and vegetables. You take a look at the fact that 80% of the ascorbic acid, vitamin C, which comes in a powder form, which could be easily adulterated, okay? Over 80% of the vitamin C that is placed into and incorporated into our food comes from overseas. It's a bigger and bigger problem. In fact, the HVP recall, which we dealt with last year, and we're still dealing with this year, okay, resulted from the fact that the company involved was dealing with foreign foods. So it's going to become a bigger and bigger problem for us because we are going to, as Bruce pointed out, or outsource more and more. And more of our food, we're now over 15% of our food that we consume is foreign related, and it's going to increase. I think the insurance industry is a driver with respect to the food safety. It is the insurance industry that underwrites these risks. It's the insurance industry that goes in and looks at these plants, looks at these facilities, and decides on what those premium prices are going to be. It's it behooves the industry, it behooves the policyholders to go in there, become much more effective with respect to their policies and their procedures, especially under the new Food Act, and that's how they are able to bring down their premium numbers, and therefore it really ends up in these companies becoming safer through insurance.